There are 5 V8 powered 4x4s sitting and rotting on used car lots right now that dealers are practically begging people to take home. Salespeople walk past them and rookie buyers skip them on AutoTrader every weekend. But the mechanic who works 3 bays down from me, he drives past those same lots, slows down, and shakes his head because he knows exactly what those machines are really worth, and nobody else out there does. Listen closely. These are not fixer-uppers waiting for an overhaul, and these are not compromises. These are legitimate, engineered to outlast absolutely everything around them. They are sitting there dirt cheap just because they do not carry the right badge, the right generation number, or the right internet hype cycle. After more than 2 decades of turning wrenches on 4-wheel drive vehicles, I have torn apart countless transfer cases, rebuilt dozens of differentials, and diagnosed every weird noise a truck can make at 2 in the morning before a hunting trip. I know exactly which ones you buy just to babysit and which ones you buy to just turn the key and drive. People are gritting their teeth, paying massive monthly notes on plastic-clad crossovers with tiny problematic engines, completely ignoring these bulletproof V8 4x4s, and the number 1 truck at the end of this list is the one that makes me genuinely frustrated every time I see it priced dead. Wrong on a lot. Let us get right into it. Number 5, the forgotten V8 machine, 2004 to 2015 Nissan Armada. Most people hear the name Nissan Armada and immediately think of a bloated, gas-guzzling dinosaur with a clunky exterior design that has depreciated faster than a stone in a river. That reputation is exactly why you can buy one for absolute pennies on the dollar, and it is exactly why the market is entirely wrong about this vehicle. What the average buyer completely fails to understand is the sheer mechanical invincibility lurking underneath that body. The 5.6-liter Endurance 5.8 engine. Powering this beast is an absolute monster of durability. It shares its heavy-duty, fully boxed ladder frame directly with the Titan work truck, meaning the underlying architecture was designed from the ground up to handle extreme abuse, massive towing loads, and punishing environments without flexing or failing. Unlike modern domestic V8s that try to be clever with complicated cylinder deactivation systems that inevitably destroy valve trains and cause catastrophic engine failure, the Endurance V8 just burns gas and makes power, completely ignoring all that fragile fuel-saving nonsense. I had a customer a few years ago who needed a heavy rig to pull a massive travel trailer across the country. He was about to drop $40,000 on a newer domestic truck. I stopped him and pointed him to a 2009 Armada with 110,000 miles sitting on a local lot for just under $8,000. He bought it, hooked up his trailer, and proceeded to drag it across the Rocky Mountains. 200,000 miles later, that original engine and transmission have never been cracked open. For a rebuild, it is a genuine heavy-duty workhorse, wearing a family SUV disguise. When you go to inspect one of these, there are only a few you need to look for. The Achilles heel of this platform is the plastic heater hose connections near the firewall. They get brittle with extreme heat cycles and can snap, leaving you stranded with a massive coolant leak. It is a $100 preventative fix that you should do the second you buy the truck. You also need to check the undercarriage for leaking rear air suspension struts on the higher trim levels, and keep an ear out for a ticking noise on a cold start that could indicate house, a cracked exhaust manifold. If those items check out, you are looking at a profoundly over-engineered 4-wheel drive V8 machine that will happily outlive whatever modern house. Turbocharged plastic crossover your neighbor just financed for $50,000. Number 4, the Great American Workhorse, 1999 to 2006 Chevrolet Silverado 1500. Number 4 is the truck that built America's suburbs, towed every boat in the marina, and is still doing it reliably at 250,000 miles on the original powertrain. I am talking about the GMT 800 generation Chevy Silverado, specifically the models built between 1999 and 2006. To the untrained eye, this is just an old, rusty work truck with a profoundly dated interior and peeling clear coat. But to a mechanic, this is the absolute peak of General Motors truck engineering, and it is one of the most bulletproof drivetrains ever assembled in Detroit. You can buy one right now for $5,000 to $9,000, and that is a mathematical steal. The beating heart of this truck is the legendary 5.3-liter Vortec 5.8, known internally as the LM7. It is an iron block, pushrod V8, with aluminum heads derived directly from the Corvette's engine architecture. But here's the critical engineering detail that makes this specific generation so valuable. These engines were built before General Motors introduced active fuel management. They do not have the catastrophic cylinder deactivation systems that plague the newer trucks. They do not have collapsing hydraulic lifters that wipe out camshafts and hand you a $4,000 repair bill. They give you all 8 cylinders all the time, operating with brilliant mechanical simplicity. A buddy of mine, another mechanic, who knows how to spot a good deal, bought a 2003 Silverado regular cab for $4,500 as his shop truck. It already had 178,000 miles. He has aggressively driven it for another 40,000. Hauling engines and scrap metal, and his total repair list consists of a water pump, a set of spark plugs, and a fuel pump. The total cost in parts was maybe $500. The engine absolutely refuses to die. When you are inspecting a GMT 800 Silverado, the most critical item has nothing to do with the engine. You must slide under and inspect the brake lines. These trucks are notorious for catastrophic brake line corrosion, especially in northern states that heavily salt the roads. If the lines are swelling or flaking, budget $600 to have them completely replaced. Use modern copper-nickel lines. Second, pull the dipstick and check for oil consumption, which happens past 150,000 miles. This is often due to worn valve seals. Finally, check the electronic transfer case push-button actuator. If the truck hesitates to lock into four-wheel drive, the actuator motor on the front differential is likely seized. This is a $250 fix. Once you sort those minor issues, this truck will run until the sun burns out. Number 3. Toyota's perfect secret. Ibersani Seinsuridaisidor Galachal. 2000 to 2006 Toyota Tundra. This is the pickup truck that I recommend, more than any other vehicle under $10,000. And yet, buyers constantly skip right past it. When people think of a reliable Toyota truck, they automatically picture a Tacoma, and they will gladly over to the tune of $15,000 for a rusted-out Tacoma with 200,000 miles. Meanwhile, the first-generation Toyota Tundra is sitting in the corner, forgotten, priced thousands of dollars cheaper, despite being a vastly superior piece of engineering. Buyers ignore it because it is slightly smaller shoe than a modern full-size truck. And the styling is a bit soft, completely missing the fact that this is shoe, arguably the most perfectly proportioned, mechanically invincible truck Toyota ever sold in America. The magic lies strictly under the hood. The 4.7-liter 2UZF EXU V8 engine powering this truck shoe was not designed to be a cheap shoe. Not just another disposable fleet engine, it is a member of Toyota's UZ engine family shoe. This exact same engine block was engineered shoe, specifically to power the legendary Land Cruiser shoe, and the ultra-luxury Lexus LX 470. It was absurdly over-engineered from day one. Shoe. It is a dual overhead cam 32-valve V8 that mechanics genuinely get excited to see in their shop duct shoe, to see pull into the base because it never suffers from the catastrophic failures shoe you see in modern domestic engines. 2 years ago, a property manager came to my shop desperate for a reliable work vehicle. She almost financed a $20,000 mid-size truck, until I forced her to look at a 2005 Tundra, double cab with 138,000 miles. For just $8,200, she bought it. She has since crossed the 196,000 mile mark, and her total repair bill over nearly 60,000 miles of driving has been one set of spark plugs and an oxygen sensor. That is the reality of first-generation Tundra ownership. When you go to buy one, there is one non-negotiable item on your inspection checklist. This engine utilizes a timing belt, not a timing chain. That belt must be replaced every 90,000 miles without fail. If the seller cannot produce physical documentation proving the belt and the water pump were replaced, you must instantly deduct $800 from the asking price and drive the truck straight to a shop to have it done. Second, jack up the front end and physically check the lower ball joints for any play. First-generation Tundras have a known weakness in the lower ball joint design, and a failure at highway speeds is catastrophic. A replacement set is about $450 and solves the problem entirely. Finally, listen for a sharp ticking sound from the wheel wells on a cold start. The exhaust manifold bolts are prone to snapping, which creates a minor exhaust leak. It is annoying, but it is not a fatal engine flaw. Fix those things, and you have a truck with genuine Land Cruiser DNA for a fraction of the cost. Number 2. The Armored Family Hauler. En sak tid ursal anaridinsinokta. 2001 to 2007 Toyota Sequoia. If the first-generation Tundra is the perfect secret workhorse, the first-generation Toyota Sequoia is the most quietly indestructible armored family hauler ever built in America. Right now, because it looks exactly like a bubbly soccer mom vehicle. From 2003, people walk right past it. They would rather spend a premium on a heavily used Chevy Tahoe or a newer Ford Explorer with a turbocharged engine that is guaranteed to blow a head gasket or shatter a timing chain by 100,000 miles. The market completely ignores the Sequoia, and that ignorance is creating the best value proposition in the entire SUV segment. Underneath that unassuming dated body is the exact same 4.7-liter 2UZF EV8 engine that I just praised in the Tundra. It is the Land Cruiser block. Toyota built an engine that was intended to survive apocalyptic warfare in the desert, and then they quietly dropped it into a family SUV that people simply used to drive to grocery stores and soccer practices. It is a naturally aspirated V8 engine with absolutely zero turbochargers, perfectly simple, no complicated direct injection systems to clog with carbon, and no fragile fuel-saving electronics. I personally inspected one a few months ago for a couple in their 50s who were looking for reliability, who wanted a heavy road trip vehicle. They were about to write a massive check for a complex modern SUV. I pointed them to a 2006 Sequoia, a true gem, with four-wheel drive and 114,000 miles for $10,500. When I told them to buy it, they looked at me like I was punishing them with an antique. A week later, they called to tell me the truck drove smoother and quieter than vehicles 20 years newer. I have personally serviced multiple Sequoias that have crossed the 300,000-mile threshold on their original automatic transmissions. It is an engineering marvel. When inspecting a first-generation Sequoia, you must put it on a lift and aggressively inspect the frame for rust. Just like the Tacoma and the Tundra, these frames were susceptible to severe corrosion, especially if the vehicle lived its life in the salt belt of the Midwest or the Northeast. If the frame is flaking off in large chunks, or you can punch a screwdriver through the steel, walk away immediately, no matter how clean the interior is. Second, be aware that the secondary air injection system on these V8s can occasionally fail in cold climates and throw an engine light. It is an emissions control component, not a mechanical engine failure, and it costs around $400 to bypass or fix. Lastly, check the rear differential fluid. These differentials are massive and tough, but if the fluid looks like thick black paste, it means the previous owners neglected the four-wheel drive system. Find one with a clean frame, do the required timing belt maintenance, and you will own an SUV that will realistically outlast your desire to drive it. Number 1. The boss in disguise. 2003 to 2009 Lexus GX470. This is the vehicle right here. This is the one 4x4 that frustrates me more than anything else. When I see it sitting on a used car lot with a price tag that completely fails to reflect what it actually is. The Lexus GX470 is the absolute king of depreciated V8 4x4s, and the sheer ignorance of the market is the only reason you can still afford one. When the average buyer sees the Lexus badge, they immediately panic. They assume that luxury means expensive, complicated, European-style repair bills that will completely bankrupt them. So they walk past it and go spend their hard-earned money on a 4-year-old Ford Explorer that is practically guaranteed to start nickel and diming them to death before the warranty even expires. Here is the absolute truth that the market refuses to understand. The Lexus GX470 is not a fragile luxury crossover. It is a Toyota Land Cruiser Prado wearing a tuxedo. It features a heavy-duty body-on-frame architecture, a full-time four-wheel drive system, a locking center differential, and a brilliantly overbuilt solid rear axle. And under the hood, it is the exact same 4.7-liter 2UZ FEV8 engine found in the Tundra and the Sequoia. It is the bulletproof million-mile Land Cruiser powertrain, wrapped in a cabin that features premium leather and Mark Levinson audio. Last year, I had a contractor walk into my shop, dead set on spending $30,000 on a used Ford Bronco, because he thought he needed a rugged 4x4 for job sites. I asked him if he needed a truck bed. He said no. I immediately forced him to test drive a 2007 GX470 with 118,000 miles priced at $17,500. I put it on my lift and showed him the massive steel control arms, the massive differential, and the total lack of fluid leaks. He bought it on the spot. He has since put 22,000 incredibly hard miles on it without turning a single wrench, and he laughs at his buddies who are constantly taking their modern trucks to the dealership for warranty work. What makes the pricing of the GX470 so absurd is when you compare it to the Toyota 4Runner. A 2007 4Runner with the V8 engine is highly sought after and will easily command $20,000. The GX470 from the exact same year, sharing the exact same underlying chassis and drivetrain, but offering superior ride quality, better sound insulation, and more headroom, often sells for thousands of dollars less simply because people are terrified of the Lexus badge. When you inspect a GX470, your checklist is highly specific. First, you must check the rear differential and transfer case fluid. The fluids should be amber-colored and clean. Black, gritty fluid means it has been neglected, and you need to factor in a full drivetrain service. Second, you must check the kinetic dynamic suspension system, or KDSS, on models equipped with it. The hydraulic lines running along the frame rail can severely corrode and leak. A leaking KDSS actuator is an $800 repair. Third, pull firmly on the interior door handles. The plastic mechanisms become incredibly brittle with age and will snap off in your hand, requiring a $120 replacement in parts. Finally, test the brakes from 60 miles per hour. The front rotors on these heavy trucks are prone to warping, causing a violent vibration in the steering wheel under hard braking. Upgrading to heavier-duty aftermarket rotors easily cures this. If you want supreme, undeniable off-road capability, mixed with interior refinement and absolute mechanical immortality, the GX470 is the greatest used vehicle value on the planet right now. The common thread connecting every single one of these V8 4x4s is this. They are incredibly cheap because the average buyer is completely blind to their history, their engineering, and their track record. People pay massive premiums for brand perception, modern infotainment screens, and the illusion of fuel economy, while leaving mathematically invincible machinery rotting on the asphalt. The market prices these vehicles incredibly low compared to their worth, not because there is anything mechanically wrong with them, but because the crowd simply does not know what they are. However, let me give you a very clear warning. The window of opportunity to buy these trucks at the bottom of their depreciation curve is rapidly closing. As modern trucks become increasingly complicated, heavily computerized, and astonishingly expensive to repair, smart buyers and off-road enthusiasts are quietly waking up and aggressively hunting down these exact pure mechanical V8 platforms. Prices are already starting to slowly creep up. If you are in the market for a 4x4, stop ignoring the absolute best engineered vehicles on the road, just because they have a few years on them. If this deep dive helped you see through the dealership lies and understand what real mechanical value looks like, hit that subscribe button right now. I have many more detailed videos coming your way very soon, where I will continue to expose exactly which drivetrains the mechanics are buying and which overhyped vehicles you need to avoid at all costs. I will keep giving you the unfiltered truth that the automotive industry desperately wants to keep hidden. Find a clean V8, get it inspected, and I will see you in the next one.